Hi, good evening. Welcome. There you go. I was just testing my microphone there. So, evening, another Sunday evening, another nice day. Shout out to Kelsey and Dion. Hope you've had a good weekend. Mine's been absolutely cracking, as they say in Yorkshire, I think. I had a call from the lad. I'll give a bit of an update a bit later on as we get into it. I'm going to take my earphones out now because nobody's going to be talking to me. So there we go. Just got rid of those. Don't need them stuck in my ears. Don't know what everybody's been doing today. I've been watching golf this afternoon. Wasn't very cracking though. Wasn't that good. But it's not a lot on TV, is there really? You know, it's what they call crap TV. Dumbed down telly. That's what it is. Easter Day, dumbed down telly. And if you're not into the great and the good up there, well, that's all you're going to see on telly, isn't it? Because that's all what's on. Well, I suppose it'll keep some people happy. Only some, not all of us. But there's not a lot of people. I mean, we haven't got many watching, but there's not a lot of people putting out in the old thing, whatever you call that thing there. Chat, stream. That's it. It tells me right at the top. It says, this is your chat to the stream. So there you go. So when I get stuck for words, I don't have to wait for somebody to prompt. I can just go to the top of the screen because it tells me what it is. So, all right. Tom, are you in, mate? Oh, yeah, I can see you on the... I can't see you in the chat, but I can see you on the other screen. On the... don't know what you call it now. On the YouTube chat, but I can't see you in the StreamYard chat. I can't figure it out what it is, what's happening with this StreamYard. Is it StreamYard I use or Stream Deck? I can't. Streamlabs, that's what I use. I don't use StreamYard. Streamlabs. So, good evening, Tom. Hope you're well. And hope it's nice where you are, because it's really nice here. Been round at my brother's this afternoon, sorting his fire stick out for him, because he knacks it up every 3 or 4 weeks. Don't know what he does to it, but he just seems to knack it up. Pony trekking, that's nice. I haven't done that for a long, long time. Trying to think when I last did pony trekking. I think I was on holiday in the good old USA many, many years ago. And I went ponies trekking type thing. They weren't picking ponies, they were huge. Hi, Dion. You don't have to say sorry, sweetheart. I knew you were there. I felt your presence. So, yeah, it's been quite nice sitting now. It's a bit, the sun's been good, but there's a bit of a breeze here. I don't know if everybody's got it, but we've got a bit of a breeze. But I suppose if you've got a garden that's, you know, I don't know, not covered, but I don't know what the word is. Somebody will tell me what the word I'm thinking of. Just can't think. But yeah, it is nice to sit out in the sun, get some sun on your face. As they say, 25 degrees, Tom. Bloody hell. It's I think it's 12 here today. But it says it's going to be 13, 14, 15 as we go through the week. So 16 hands. Is that 16? I haven't got the right glasses on, mate. Is that 16 or 15? Oh, it's 15 hands. Is that big? 15 hands. I don't really know. Do they do a hand like that? Or do they do it like that? To give you an idea what 15 hands is, if you see what I mean. I'm not quite sure how to do it. Vitamin D, that's the thing. Vitamin D in the sunshine. That's what I lack, because as I've told everybody, I'm a bloody troglodyte. I live in this flat. And I do go outside and sit on the bench when it's sunny and read a bit of a book. So at least that's something, isn't it? Keep your mind occupied. And apparently, Levi tells me this afternoon he's reading loads of books at the moment. He's into reading, so that's a good thing to be in. As long as you're reading the right books, you know. Playboy's no good because there's no words in that; it's just pictures. But that's all, I'm only talking about that. That's from past experience when I was a younger man. I don't need Playboy nowadays. I've got it all up here. It's all in the head. I just want it lowering. But there you go. Oh, big for a pony. Yeah. Big for a pony. I suppose it is really. But I know when we went trekking in the US of A, they weren't ponies, they were bloody horses. Frightened me to death. You know, it's nice to sit out and read a book, isn't it? It's very peaceful. The only thing is you have to get up and come inside to make a bloody drink. I could do with a maid or something, you know, to come in and make the drinks and then bring them out to me while I'm sat outside. You know, back in the day when you could do things like that. You're not allowed to get maids now, are you? I don't think it's PC, really. Oh, leg of lamb. Lovely. I'm having that. Did you say that's tomorrow? Oh, yeah. I like lamb. It's on offer at the moment at Morrison's. No good me buying a bloody leg of lamb. I'd be eating it for a fortnight. I don't get many visitors. I certainly don't get anybody coming for dinner. Good job, really, because I've only got 2 chairs. But so, Dion, is the book a struggle to read because it's? Oh, I don't know what because it's a complicated storyline, or well, when I say storyline, is it a true book or is it a fiction? No, Tom, I didn't. I've stopped doing roast dinners on a Sunday because I always make too bloody much. I always think, you know, I end up cooking for like 4 or 5 bloody people, and I think, oh God, then I've got to think of different things to have all through the week so I can finish it off. Gone are the days, you know, when I was younger and lived at home with my mum. and we used to have Sunday dinner at dinner time, you know, or lunchtime, whichever you want to call it. Some people call it lunch, some people call it dinner. I call it dinner at dinner time. And so, of course, we wouldn't have breakfast because we weren't into breakfasts in the family. But we always had a big lunch. And then, you know, we'd have the various things you did in the afternoon and whatever. Watched a bit of telly, had a few drinks, well, you know, bit of a family thing. And then latish on in the night, you would have a fry-up of all the leftovers from lunch. But I don't think I could do that nowadays. Evening, Sharon. Do you know, Sharon, you always seem to be busy at the moment. You want to take a little time out for yourself, darling. I do. Be like Paul. Take time out for yourself. I've no option but take time out for myself. But there you go. Yeah, but they're a thing, aren't they? Black and white films. Yeah, they were the thing. Yeah, the thing that when you put, we always used to watch black and white films, and that's all the bloody was on telly, wasn't it? You couldn't. They were, well, when I was young, you didn't have bloody colour telly. It was black and white. But saying that, I always, when you put black and white films, the thing that jumped into my mind is the black. What was it called? The Black and White Minstrel Show. I think that's what it was called. They were all white, but some of them had faces all done in black makeup. I'm sure it was called the Black and White Minstrel Show. You wouldn't be able to get away with that nowadays, would you, really? You know, white blokes looking as though they're meant to be coloured, black coloured. Kelsey's been busy. Look, painting fences and handrails. But that's nice, you know. If somebody offered me to go and paint, I'd go and paint if they were going to feed me as well. It's nice, that, isn't it? So, Sharon, you've had a call from Levi. That's nice for you. Did he say he'd called me, or did he phone you before me? Don't know. He didn't mention to me that he'd spoken to you, but there you go. I haven't missed anybody, I don't think. Anyway, I'll just give you a quick update because there isn't a lot, but there's a bit. So, at the moment, Loudham Grange is on lockdown. So they can't get out and do work or go to education or anything like that. It's on lockdown, and the reason it's on lockdown, and I've had to go on to BBC to have a look at the news report. On the 16th of April, the tactical response group had to come into the prison because there was a threat from a prisoner to seriously harm or do something with another prisoner. So the tactical response team had to go in and sort it out. And then I think that was on the 16th of April, which is 4 days ago. And then 3 days ago, half the workforce walked out. So there's no, well, it's a bit like IKEA, there's no screws. So they're basically on lockdown. Can't get anything done. So of course he's going to read a lot, isn't he? Because if he can't do anything, he's going to end up reading a lot. So Yeah, so he's on lockdown and he hasn't been able to go to the education um, or workshops, but I tried to give him a bit of jolly, or what, I don't know if you call it jolly. I tried to change. Well, he wasn't miserable. He was quite happy, but I tried to give him a bit of not a knee up. I can't think of what the word is. A G up anyway. Because I said, well, now that you're category C and the prison has got no staff and all that kind of shit, they might move you to a category C prison. And of course, there's a brand new category C prison just opened up outside York where they can put in 1,500 people. Moral support, that's the word, darling. Thank you. Yeah, so if the prison people have got their heads screwed on, they'll get out as many of the category C prisoners in the box as they can, basically. And the place to put them is up near York. At the name's gone out my head, but up to that new one anyway that's opened. And I did go onto the BBC to have a look to see if it was open, and apparently it has. So, no, there's no news on him moving, Tom. But like I say, because this prison's on lockdown and there's hardly any staff now, they just might get it into their heads that they need to be moving the category C prisoners out. And apparently, the Loudham Grange is a category B prison, really, and but most of the occupants are category C. So stands to reason, doesn't it? Really, if you think about it, get them out, make the space, because there'll be 1,500 spaces. Then the government won't be able to say, "That's it, Kelsey, Millsike. That's a new place." The government won't be able to say, we've got no places, because they'll have 1,500 places in Loudham Grange. If they move them all, I'm not saying they will, but you never know. He might just be lucky and get shipped to a bit nearer to us as such. And then the other said, what else did he say? He said something about deaths. I just can't remember. I think he said since January, there's been 9 deaths at that prison. It's a bloody lot, isn't it? Now, I don't know if they're been seen to or seen to. That looked a bit pornographic, that. I didn't mean to make it look pornographic. Anyway, or whether it's just overdoses and, topping themselves and stuff like that. I really don't know. But he said there'd been 9 of them since January, so it must be a bit rough. Yeah, that's you're exactly right there, Kelsey love. Millsike Beck runs right next to the new prison, which is close to the prison, because there's another prison right next door. And I think that one's called Full Sutton. But that's not a category C prison, I don't think. Full Sutton. I don't know. As I say, I'm not into prisons as such. She's got the thing right about the Beck, and of course everybody knows that in Yorkshire, streams are called becks. You know, we don't. They're not called streams as such. It's a beck. I don't know if that's right for the whole of the country, but I know that in Yorkshire that that most of these, not rivers but small streams, are called becks. I don't know where the word comes from, but Levi's got. He comes out in September, mate. I do apologise for calling you mate because I wasn't really looking at who'd put the question up really, but yeah, it comes out in about 150 days ish. Kelsey will know exactly how many days, hours, minutes he's got to do, but. Yeah, it's a long time since I've worn this Mr. Blobby one. My favourite person made me this. There you go, look. He's got 145 days to do, which is now, if you say it past 145. No, it's nothing, is it? Yeah, so where was I? I was on about his update. He was really cheerful. He was really, really cheerful when he phoned, and and I'm just trying to think if he told me anything else. He actually put. I was round at my brother's at the time when he phoned, so I didn't have my pen and pad, so I couldn't write anything down. Which, when I'm at home at my desk, when he phones, I normally write things down so I don't forget. But like I say, I wasn't in at the time. I was doing my, I don't know what you call it really. I was doing my social work type thing, trying to keep my bloody brother happy. So, yeah, 145 days. It's nothing. It's now, like I said last week, you know, when I was in the forces, I spent more than 145 stood in the bloody pay queue. I said, thinking of that, I probably spent that time queuing up in bloody Morrison's to get me stuff. Yeah, so there you go. That's his update. I'll give it again later on if somebody new comes in and asks. But it's just that, you know, he can't do a great deal because, like I say, it's on lockdown and there's hardly any staff. But according to the BBC on their thing about the disturbance, it said that the some of the response unit was staying behind. So because Loudon Grange is not run privately like most prisons. You know, most prisons are run privately. Loudon Grange isn't. It's the government runs Loudon Grange. Yeah, so there we go. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Not as good as a week to a blind horse in a thunderstorm. But you'll have to forgive me because I keep having to look at the other screen because I'm not seeing the whole. I'm saying that. No, I can't because it wouldn't look right. Yeah, Sharon, thanks for popping in. You're like a breath of fresh air, sweetheart. You brighten my day when I see you come in. There you go. Kelsey knows exactly. She was there looking at it. I can only go by what the report says, and it was saying that somebody was going to be taking somebody hostage or something like that. But you know, that's the reports for you, isn't it? They put in what they want. Yeah, take care, Sharon. Come in tomorrow night. Don't know what I'll do, really. Hopefully tomorrow night we might have Bobby on with me. if I can get the sound to work. Because I can honestly say I haven't had a go at looking at the problem I've got with the sound. I haven't bothered all week. But saying that, I've been downloading a few more of Levi's member-only broadcasts from his Chegs channel. I put one up on Thursday, I think. So it's in, if you want to watch an hour of him banging out music and chatting and whatever, it's there on within my channel. If you look at the playlist Chegs Music Legacy, it's in there. And there's a couple more coming up next week. I've just been downloading them today and titivating them up a bit. Don't know if titivating them up a bit is anything. It isn't really. Because when you download it, it doesn't download the chat, the stream chat. It downloads the video. So of course it's like a new video, isn't it, really? But I think it was done for members, so I quite enjoyed it. I listened to it yesterday. Well, I listened to it on Thursday first before I put it up, but I listened to it yesterday, and I quite enjoyed the music. And I've downloaded another couple today, and I quite enjoyed those as well. So I must be getting used to his taste in music, because I always used to say to him, I don't listen to music because it all sounds a bloody same. It all sounds as though it's blah 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 blah. If you know, gone are the days when you could understand what they were bloody singing about, or if there's a storyline. Sharon been drinking. Have you been drinking, Sharon? But yeah, so there's some more music to come next week. I think I might be able to download about another 8 or 9 that are basically music. That's what I've looked for, is music stuff, not his lives when he's ripping people to bits. And well, he doesn't rip people to bits, you know what I mean, the dark side stuff. I'm not downloading none of those. I'm just downloading the music-y bits. But according to what he said this afternoon, he's written down loads of stuff for his channel, which is a good thing. At least he's thinking about the future. And I don't know if I cheered him up or not, but I let him know that he hasn't lost. I think he's lost since he got so abruptly taken from our company. He's lost 120 subscribers. Lost most of his members, but only 120 subscribers. So he's still well into the 1,600 subscribers. So his channel's not taken a dive as such, which is good for when he comes out because it's there. Won't have to start going back through all the gear to get back in touch as such. But if I was a bit more YouTube-y inclined. Good evening, Black Queen. Nice to see you, darling. Hope it's nice where you are, because it's nice where I am. And according to my brother, who was in your neck of the woods yesterday, it was bloody packed. So there you go. Must be nice for the town for it to be packed. But anyway, I've forgotten where I was now. You know, I've totally forgotten where I was. It's put me right off. I've gone right off the boil. And that was it. Yeah. So he's not lost many subs, and quite honestly, one or two do keep commenting, saying, sending in their best wishes and stuff like that, and I think they must think, what's this all about? Because I do put a click for a like and stuff like that. Scooter weekend. Do you know my sister who lives in your neck? Not your neck, but your neck of the woods, I had a WhatsApp this afternoon with her. She's across in Spain at the moment. She comes home at the end of the month. But she said, when my brother said, it was packed yesterday, and she said, well, it will be because it's the scooter weekend. So she knew. We didn't, but she did. Tom, we are when he wants something, mate. When he wants something, he talks. But any other time, it's just nah. I don't see him at all, really. But I'm quite happy. I can live my life like this. I mean, if I think back, I hadn't seen him for like 20 years because he was in his own little world, I think, in Driffield, and his good lady or whatever, his other half, had the power of telling him what to do, and he listened. So he had nothing to do with the family at all. But then when he moved out, of course, he you need your family, don't you? Yeah, well, I'm saying you do. I know when I got divorced way back in the day, it was mother who got me through the bad times. So you need family, and I'm into family. I don't know if that's the right word, but I really don't know. I'm into family. I think family is everything. And of course, if it's family, basically you'll do out, won't you? If they ask, if they're in trouble or whatever, you're there. That's what you're there for. You. Yeah. Anyway, that's talking bollocks. So Black Queen's been busy. Oh no, Black Queen hasn't been busy. Her daughter's been busy in the fish cafe. Do you know that's an expensive thing now, isn't it? Fish and chips. You know, gone are the days when you used to go and get a bag of chips and scraps for a tanner. I don't think you could get the bloody bag nowadays for that. But yeah, it's an expensive. It used to be I don't know what you can. Not a treat, but I can't think of what you could call fish and chips. Really, I know it's a fast food type thing, but you know, it was every Friday you would. Well, I'm saying you would. My mum, we used to have. We're not Catholic or out like that, but my mum insisted that we ate fish on a Friday. Don't know bloody why, but so we used to have fish and chips every Friday, and yeah, it was a cheap tea. Nowadays, you need, like Kelsey says, you need a bloody mortgage to eat fish and chips. It's pigging expensive. But there you go. It's yeah. £16 for cod and chips. Was that for one or two? Black Queen, was that two people fish and chips? Because £16 for one seems a little bit steep. Yeah, Kelsey, you know, the art of buying fish, quite honestly, is the way I buy it anyway. Is I go to the Market Street, you know, in Morrison's, to the fishmonger, and I always go for the one that's on offer, because I'm at that I can eat any. You know, it doesn't have to be cod, it doesn't have to be had. I can eat fish, I can eat anything, really. So it's the price that gets me. And I always go to, I call it the going off shelf, but it isn't the going off shelf. You know, it's where the dates have got a little bit low. And there's always stuff there where the dates are a little bit low. And, you know, you can buy the fish and, of course, come home and whack it in your freezer, because wham bam, thank you, ma'am, you've got your fish. Benefit Britain checks out in 145 days, mate, which is sometime in September time. So at the moment he's in Loudon Grange near Nottingham, and we're hoping he's going to get moved up to this new prison in York. We're only hoping, but he's been recategorised. Bloody hell, I said that without making a dick of it. He's been recategorised as Cat C. So hopefully we can get him back up into Yorkshire, where, you know, God's chosen, and get him back up with us, so that we don't get a mortgage to go and see him. Bibby, good evening, mate. How are you? All right, Black Queen. So it was 16 quid to eat in. So I presume when you say it's 16 quid to eat in, that you've got a plate and a knife and fork and all that kind of gear. But yeah, you'll have to forgive me, because my brain's going like that now. I'm trying to work backwards and think what I was talking about before we went on to the fish. No, Bibby, Levi's not moved, mate. We're hoping he can move, because at the moment the prison he's in are on lockdown. Apparently, half of the workforce has walked out. So it's so they're all on lockdown. Now we know that this new prison up in Yorkshire near York has opened up, and I haven't heard anything yet, and it hasn't been on the news yet that they're moving them in. But I've just looked on the Department of Justice website just to see, and they said it's now been handed to the private company that are running it. So we're hoping that he can get a move up to Yorkshire and get out of that that place he's at the moment, because I was going to say the flying squad, but it's not the flying squad. It's the I'll tell you. I'll have to look because I can't remember the name. It's the National Tactical Response Group. Had to go in on the 16th because there was a disturbance. Now, when he told me that Levi told me that some blokes had started causing a bit of a disturbance, but according to the news report, it was one of the prisoners had threatened to take another one hostage. So the reaction team came in, and once they came in, half the staff walked out. So there you go. So they've all been banged up basically since the 16th. So he can't go. He hasn't been to work. He hasn't been able to do his education stuff. He's just busy reading, really. And of course, he's in a cell on his own, and he's got a TV, and he can read, and because the lovely Kelsey sends him in books to read. And it won't be it won't be them books where you have to colour the little pictures in. I think he's got past that stage. I think he reads books that's got words in. Yeah, so there you go. Kelsey, are you coming out with swear words or implying swear words? That's not very ladylike, is it? It's only me that comes out with stuff like that. Yeah, so like I say, he was top of the form. He was okay. He wasn't bouncing off the cell walls, if you know what I mean. He was quite happy and reading his books and stuff. Loudon Grange, Bibby, is not part of Serco or any of the private firms. The government took it over. So I don't know if they'll bring in people from Serco to take the places. Yeah, so we're hoping that he can get sent back to God's chosen and get up here close to his family. Yeah, I know what you're saying, baby. Yes, I wasn't trying to knock it. I was just, if it was a private company, they'd have already had them in place, wouldn't they? If you see what I mean. If it's the government, well, they've got to stick it up their thing, Jacksy, and knack about for a day or two and decide, yeah, we're going to do that and we're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, it's the Labour government. They don't know what they're chupping doing. So there you go. There you go, Kelsey. Somebody else is having a go at you about your language, darling. I don't know whether we should give you a bit of a time out on that, really. Fancy coming onto my channel and swearing. What's that like? Nobody swears on this channel. Well, not very often. I do occasionally. very occasionally. Depends if I get on my high horse, really. Yeah, baby. I don't know if he's right-handed or left-handed, tell you the truth. But saying that, some of us need both hands. So there you go. Yeah, you're right, Kelslow. But yeah, we shouldn't be going down the that kind of a path, really. Well, baby, I can quite honestly say that I might have seen her utter swear words in the chats and stuff like that. Not that I go looking around the chats, but I've seen it once or twice. And I can honestly say that I've never heard her come out with blue language as such. And we have met a few times when she used to come over to visit the boy. So, yeah. So anyway, there you go. I'm just looking at both streams because I think it's only Tom that doesn't come through on the Streamlabs stream. He comes through on the YouTube stream, but it doesn't come through for some reason. It doesn't come through to the Streamlabs stream. I don't know why. Kels, I was looking at some stuff today, and I thought, oh, I might just do that for a quiz tomorrow night. I might, I might not. It all depends. But it did cross my mind today. I was reading some stuff. Well, actually, what I was, I do, in my other persona as genealogy guy, I was actually doing somebody's tree, and I was researching their tree, and I came across a newspaper report for somebody, and of course I looked at the newspaper, and on the right hand side of the newspaper there was a quiz, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I could do something like that. So it had crossed my mind. So I'm going to give it a little bit of thought about it, because I've got one or two little ideas on how to go about it. The thing with quizzes nowadays really is if you put something up, Google can give you the bloody answer straight away. Well, it's not real, is it? If it's that easy, even if it's a hard quiz, you can still get the answer from Google. So I've just got to think of a different method or a different way, or I've got something in my brain anyway. I'm thinking about it. I'll come up with something, I suppose. So it might be this week, it might be next. But it is in my mind, is the quiz. Yeah, we'll start a new leaderboard, because it'll be a different quiz, and I might call it something different. And like I say, I've got one or two little ideas on what to do. And something had come into my mind there, and it's gone. It came in and it went straight back out again before before I actually said anything. So, yeah, Bibs, you were Bibs. What kind of a statement is that? Yeah, baby. You're definitely the season 1 champion. And we'll start a new board, a new way of doing it. Yeah, so it's so Black Queen's asked about visits and Kelsey's answered, but his visits are still on. And it's just his education, work and gym that are not available at the moment. So, of course, most of his days he's banged up, he's locked up. I know he's banged up and locked up in prison, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. But like I say, I've got my fingers crossed. I'm living in hope that he does get moved back to God's chosen. So there you go. That's that. I've got the wrong glasses on. I can't read half of what it's saying, so I have to keep sitting backwards so I can read whatever's written. I suppose there might be a way of making the letters a little bit bigger, and then I wouldn't have to wear my glasses. But yeah, so there we go. You're up to date on the Chegster, and like I say, he is. I have uploaded some music of his last night, or not last night, Thursday afternoon. I think I uploaded an hour's of him banging out his music, and I downloaded a couple more today, ready to put up. So, like I say, if you want to listen to his music, stick it on in the background. Turn up the volume and wham, bam, away you go. Bang your heads or whatever you do when this music comes on. And it's there in a playlist called Cheg's Music Legacy. There's quite a lot of music in there. And quite a lot of his lives that he did. And quite a few of them you might not have seen unless you was a member, because he'd done a few where it was only members only. But I've downloaded those, and I'll be putting those up. But I don't have many more to worry about, because he'll be home soon, and then I won't have to start downloading his stuff, because he'll be live and direct himself once he gets his computer back together, how he wants it. Because unfortunately, it's how I've got it as I want it, and of course, it won't be right for Levi, because, well, it's like having a desk, isn't it? You know, you have all the stuff in your desk, you know where all the things are, and then somebody comes in and takes your job for a week and then clean up things, move things, and when you come back to your desk, you think, what the fucking hell's happened to that? That's where it goes. It goes in that drawer, and you know. And of course, I have my way of working, and he has his way of working. And like I've said to him loads and loads of times, Levi, my way of working is the right way. Yours is wrong. So he just takes it with a pinch of salt, I suppose. But he doesn't tell me to sling me hook. If that's a good thing, I suppose. Anyway, there is a few sat in the background. Not many, but there's a few. And if you've just come in and you sat in the background just listening, the update on Cheg's this week is He's basically locked in his cell nearly all day because most of the staff have walked out of the prison, and there's been a bit of hassle on the 16th, where they had to call in the big boys to come in and sort it out. And then, like I say, half of the staff walked out of the door. So there's nobody to do anything, basically. So he's locked up. So he's sat in his cell, he's reading books, and I presume he's watching TV as well. But he never mentioned TV. He just said, "I'm reading a lot, Grandad, and they're quite good." So, yeah, baby, that's right. He ain't got that touchy-feely guy with him anymore. But saying that, if you're locked up on your own, it might be nice having a touchy-feely guy. Well, maybe not. That might have come across a little bit wrong. It sounds a bit like oh, his name's gone straight out of my head. It was there. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, he's on his own. He's got a TV, he's got books. Apparently, Kelsey's sending him books in that he's reading. So you can't have anything better, really, can you? Broadens the mind. Reading the books broadens your mind and gets you on that level. And it gets you off the level of touchy-feely Vietnamese guys. I'm trying. There used to be when I was in. I did 9 months or 10 months in Singapore when I was in the forces. Young man. I was a young man when I went there. Well, I was still young when I came back, but I was a young man. And there was a street in Singapore called Boogie Street. I don't know if it's still there nowadays, but back in the day, it was the everybody went to Boogie Street, and it was full of, what's the word they use nowadays? Well, they used to be called Kai Tai. That was the name for them, Kai Tais. But I think the word nowadays would be ladyboys. And you know, they were better looking than the women. It only got a bit rough when you'd had too much to drink and you actually went into the toilet to go to the loo, and there's this big blonde stood next to you with a bigger dick than you. And you think, what's that all about? But yeah, there you go. So that's Boogie Street in Singapore. Yes, it's not 445 days. It's not a lot, is it? It's not many days when you think about it to be cooped up. Well, saying that, I've been like that in my flat, basically, because since I gave up the shop, I basically stayed in my flat, which is basically what he's doing. The only difference is, of course, I could get up and go outside and go for a walk or go to the shop or stuff like that, but it's the same thing, really. It'll fly by. It always does. Time flies. Tempus fugit. Up it goes. And it's got 21 TV channels apparently. So there you go. 20. That's nearly as many as everybody else. Unless, of course, you've got one of those Fire Sticks and you've got millions of bloody channels and 20,000 films. You know, the only problem, I've got a Fire Stick, and the only problem I find with it is it's got so many pigging films that I never know which one to watch. So I have to rely on other people. Say, oh, I watched this film last week, and then I write it down and come to my Fire Stick and have a look and see if it's on, which it probably is, and mark it as a favourite and get back to it later. But it's a bit like the series as well. I have been watching a few series. And I can't think of what Gangs of London was one of the series. Can't remember whether it's called We Are Not Alone, but it might not be We Are Not Alone. Anyway, but I'm a Star Trek fan. That's the thing with me. The good thing about this kind of TV we've got nowadays is you know damn well that there's going to be a Star Trek movie or one of the episodes on one channel at least, because Star Trek Voyager is on at 7 o'clock every night on You and Dave. So you know I'm quite happy. And of course I can watch Star Trek movies. I can just rewatch them, even if you know I've seen them all before, but I can rewatch them. But yeah, so I'm not a Trekkie as such. I don't go on conventions and all that type of stuff, but I do like my Star Trek. Well, I'm into that kind of TV, you know. Science fiction. I like science fiction. You'll have to forgive me because my mind's trying to think of the words before I actually say. So I'd forgotten he'd got an Xbox, Kelsey. Yeah, I can't imagine he's got many games for Xbox, but I don't know. I'm not an Xbox fan, really. You know, I've had one and I couldn't get into it, so I got rid. It was one for me. Xbox is not for me. I don't think. I'm not into that. I'm not into the gaming stuff. You know? Well, not into fight me and kick them up and all that kind of stuff. I'm not into that. And I certainly can't play bloody football, so I'm not into that neither. But Black Queen, enjoy yourself, darling. You've got a good week coming up because the weather's going to be good all week, apparently. Just remember that me and the famous Bobby's back on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on this channel. And it'd be nice to see you if you come across. But it was nice of you to pop in. And yeah, it'd be nice to see you again. Take care. Enjoy. Take care because I care. There you go. Yeah, so Kels, apparently you're saying he's got 3 or 4 games. That's all right then, isn't it? But there'll be somewhat bloody rubbish. I can't imagine what there'd be. So, yeah, back to school on Tuesday. It's, well, not for me. It's a funny day to go back to school, isn't it? Tuesday. What a stupid day to be going to school. Well, yeah, because they'll be closed again tomorrow, won't they? Because it's Easter Monday. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that, about it being Easter. It's not it's not a thing that crosses my mind, really, Easter. But, and I've just had a look, and according to the big clock across the road there, it's 8:05. So, we've come to the point of me saying, thank you for coming. If I haven't mentioned you, I've certainly seen everybody who's in. I've tried to answer anything on the stream. Yeah, Kels, that's where I am, lovey. No good him talking about games to me because, Gilly, good evening. I don't think I saw you earlier on, so I do apologise if you've been in, and but thank you for turning up. Everybody is appreciated, and don't forget, down below, press that like and leave a comment, because I answer comments if there's a question or stuff like that, but everything else to the algorithm on YouTube, comments, likes, dislikes, it all helps. Whether you put the good, the bad, or the bloody ugly, it doesn't matter. So anyway, folks, live long and prosper. Take care because I care, and see you hopefully tomorrow night. TTFN.